Hello everyone. Today we will talk about identifying main ideas and details. At the end of our lesson, you will be able to explain thesis statement and topic sentence, and second, identify main ideas and details of a passage. According to the book entitled Elements of Language, main ideas and details are being compared to the heart of a matter. Why do you think so? Well, when we say the heart of the matter, it is the most important, basic, or fundamental essence or elements of a matter. Thus, main ideas and supporting details are the heart of the matter. It is somewhat the heart of a passage because it is the focus or key idea in a piece of writing. Okay, there are two types of main ideas: an overall idea and several smaller ideas that support the large idea. The thesis statement is a sentence or two that encompasses the main idea or central point of the essay as a whole. The thesis is the core, the big idea developed by every paragraph in the extended definition. The thesis sentence often appears at the beginning of the article, but it may appear to latter too. Sometimes it is not stated outright until the very end. So, a thesis statement clearly identifies the topic being discussed. It offers a concise summary of the main point of writing. It is usually expressed in one sentence, and the statement may be reiterated elsewhere in the passage or paragraphs. The topic sentence is a sentence within every paragraph that announces the idea of the paragraph. While a topic sentence is often the first sentence in a paragraph, it may also appear in the middle or at the end. Note that main ideas, whether contained in thesis statements or topic sentence, are always different from topics. A topic is what a reading is generally about, whether computer, baseball, or the War of 1812. In contrast, the main idea is what the writer specifically what to say about the topic. For example, computers should be more accessible in school. So, what is the difference between topic and main idea? The topic is the general subject of a paragraph or writing. It is simple and can be described by just one word or phrase, while the main idea is stated in a complete sentence. It includes the topic and what the authors wants to know. As you read the extended definitions and other types of nonfiction essays, you can use these steps to identify main ideas and the details that support them from a book Elements of Language. First, let's read the paragraph from the reading selection that I will read. Look at how one student used the steps to analyze the paragraph's main idea and details. The paragraph goes this way. Cyberspace, of course, is bigger than a telephone call. It encompasses the millions of personal computers connected by modems via telephone system to commercial online services, as well as the millions more with high-speed links to local area networks, office email systems, and the internet. It includes the rapidly expanding wireless services, microwave towers that carry great quantities of cellular, phone, and data traffic, communication satellites strung like beads in geosynchronous orbit, low-flying satellites that will soon crisscross the globe like angry bees, connecting folks too far flung or too much the go to be uh, go to be tethered by wires. Our television sets may be part of cyberspace, transformed into interactive teletheaters by so-called full-service networks like the ones several cable TV companies are building along the old cable lines using fiber optics and high-speed switches. That ends the paragraph. Let's start analyzing the paragraph by doing these steps. First, answer the question, what main point does the writer want me to understand? Then, look for a sentence that is similar to your answer. The main point is that cyberspace is larger than a phone call. This idea is stated in the first sentence. Second step is, identify examples, facts, anecdotes, descriptions, or statistics presented in the passage. Keep an eye out for terms like for example and also, which often signals the presence of supporting details. It may be helpful to jot down details in a 2-column chart like the one shown. Again, the main idea is cyberspace is bigger than a telephone call, and its details are millions of connected computers, wireless services conveying data and cellular phone calls, and communication satellites, and fourth, Thesis transformed into a telecomputers. The third step is, ask yourself if the details prove or support the main idea you identified in step 1. If so, you have correctly identified the main idea and details that support it. If not, check the piece again to make sure that you have correctly pinpointed the main idea. Also, make sure that you haven't restated the main idea too narrowly. Try rephrasing how you have written it to encompass all the details. Each of my facts, for example, shows a specific way in which the paragraph's main idea is true. In other words, they all support the main idea. And the last step is, or the fourth step, if you didn't find an explicit main idea as yourself, what do the details reveal about one idea or concept? If the main idea is not stated explicitly, you should examine the details and decide what large idea they reveal. Sometimes, however, paragraphs do not have single coherent ideas. When that is true, keep reading. Perhaps the article's main idea will be stated further down, or additional details will clarify the article's thesis. But take note, class, that not every main idea is stated in a paragraph or passage, because there is what we call the stated main idea and implied main idea. What is the difference between these two? Sometimes, you can figure out the main idea of a passage by pointing to a sentence that states what it is. That is stated main idea. But at other times, the author does not directly write out the main idea. It's up to you to infer, to decide something based on evidence from the text, to read between the lines what the author is saying. The author may imply the meaning by giving you hints. It is a little like being a detective. You have to put two together to get 4. An implied main idea is simply a main idea that is not directly stated by the author. You, the reader, have to figure it out. This seems daunting at first, and you, students, do tend to struggle more in identifying implied main ideas. But there are some ideas you should keep in mind. If it is harder to figure out the meaning when the main idea is unstated, Why would authors not just go ahead and state the main idea of every paragraph that they write? There are several reasons why authors use implied meaning or unstated main ideas. To hold interest, that is the first one. Imagine reading a book in which each and every paragraph is started with the main idea. It would become very boring very quickly. Another reason is to stimulate real life. Real life does not hit us on the head with main ideas. Authors mimic real life. And the last but not the least, is to impact the reader. Sometimes it is more powerful to not say something. Sometimes you will learn more and be more impacted by a passage that does not state what the answer is in the first sentence. How do we read between the lines and understand what the main idea is when it is not directly stated? The answer is fairly simple. You use the same techniques that you use when you look for the stated main idea. Find the topic. Sharpen the focus of the topic. Look at where the details are pointing you. Ask yourself, what is the author really trying to say here? Use what you know about the world to help you figure out what the author is trying to get across. And narrow the focus of the topic. And write out the main idea in a full sentence. Make sure it is broad enough to encompass the entire piece, but focus enough to be about what the author is trying to get across. That ends our lecture. Thanks for watching and listening. Goodbye!